My 29 female husband, 29 suddenly much more affectionate. My husband and I have been married about a year with our anniversary coming up next month. We're not the most affectionate couple and he has pretty low libido most of the time. It's been like that since the just getting together phase wore off, with some small increases around our wedding. Last month he was traveling for work for 3 weeks and ever since coming back he has been very needy and very, very interested in sex. We went from once a week on average to every day, if not multiple times a day. If this were a Lifetime movie, he'd be possessed or something. I'm loving the extra attention, but I can't help but thinking something must have happened or something is going on. He says he just missed me and was realizing how lucky he was when he was away, but I'm suspicious and not sure what to do. I wouldn't overthink it. My husband always comes back from trips and spends a few days attached to my hip. We're not affectionate, but the few first nights after he's home, he holds me in his sleep and shit and then everything goes back to normal. Please don't let your imagination run wild if he's not given you a reason for it. It will hurt you more than help. Folded hands. Good luck. He may really have just missed you. How long were y'all together before getting married? My wife and I spent our first 2 years together the whole time. Then she took a week to visit her family. I missed her more than I'd like to admit. If this is the first time y'all have spent longer than like a week apart for a while, it's highly possible he really did just miss you. It'll likely wear off within a few weeks. There could be 100 different reasons. But the only thing I see is a lack of communication. Talk to him, not us. Good luck. Unless you have any particular reason to suspect anything, just enjoy it. As a guy, I've been gone for a bit traveling and absolutely ravaged my partner when I got back. I did miss her and did realize how lucky I was to have her. Self-reflecting in a cramped hotel room on a trip you don't want to be on can really make you genuinely appreciate the lovely person you have at home. No better way to kill that energy than to meet it with scrutiny. If you have a valid reason to think he was cheating, then go ahead and investigate. An increased amount of affection after a trip away is not a valid reason though. Air Force pilot here. After at least 2 weeks away from my wife I come back wanting to fuck every day. This usually lasts around 3 or 4 weeks, then slowly tapers to once or twice a week. I'm not a scientist so I can't explain it, but after being away from her for a while I just really want her. So he sounds kinda normal. Unless I'm not normal, which is possible. My husband and I have been married about a year with our anniversary coming up next month. Plus, it's been like that since the just getting together phase wore off, with some small increases around our wedding. These are very similar situations. You're close to your anniversary and you even said that there were small increases around your wedding. I like to follow the adultery sub, for morbid curiosity and to post silly things once in a while. But I have learned that a lot of times when a man increases his libido at home, it isn't because they had an affair. That seems to be more of a female thing. Obviously, not scientific, just an observation, but pretty consistent across that group. That one scene from Twilight when Bella doesn't move for however many months. What do I do now? Do I really never see or speak to him again? His birthday is next Thursday. I bought so many gifts. I don't want them and can't return them. I'm thinking of mailing them to him. What do you do when your soul found its mate but they cheated on you? When you watched the love leave his eyes over a couple months. When you gave every single ounce of yourself to him just for him to walk away with it all. I don't feel real anymore. I feel like I'm watching myself sit here gasping for air between sobs. I know it sounds cliché and fucking stupid, but I will not want anyone else to touch my body. I've been with a lot of partners before him and I knew the first time before we were even anything that he was at YK. The thought of touching someone else makes me want to vomit. I'll never see our cats again. None of it feels real. He was all I had. You need to realize that a soulmate requires both people to feel that way. Someone is not your soulmate if they cheat on you. First of all, take it one step at a time. Take comfort in knowing that there are billions of people who have felt the way you do and are surviving, if not thriving. You're not being forced to be with anyone else at this time or being forced to touch anyone else. Since it troubles you so much, stop thinking about future relationships. As for the gifts, donate them to those in need. It'll help you feel better rather than sending them to him and hoping for a response that probably won't come. Those less fortunate need it more than he does anyway. Stop waiting for him to change, because cheaters rarely change. Honestly, Twilight is such a shitty guide for romance. The main romance arc has so many red flags in it you'd mistake it for the Soviet Union or something. He is not all you have. You have you. This will be hard. It's one of the hardest things people go through. Just take it one day at a time. Your soulmate wouldn't cheat. You know this, and reality is crashing against the fantasy you've spent months or years building. Pain passes and you'll heal and get through this. Just be gentle on yourself and give yourself the time you need. Sell his gifts. I'm the only grandchild who was a beneficiary of my grandfather's life insurance policy. I'm 22 female, and I just lost the only grandfather I've ever known. I loved him very much and I'm hurting that he was taken away so suddenly. I need to preface that my grandfather was not a very mentally well man. He had dementia alongside paranoid schizophrenia. But when he was lucid he was always so kind and caring towards me. Here's my issue though. We recently went through his will in private and I am the sole beneficiary of one of his life insurance policies. I have 9 cousins. None of them were extremely close to him due to living out of town. But when they were here we'd all at least try to spend an evening with him. None of them were named in the will that I know of, and I feel extremely guilty that they got nothing. The only people that are aware that I have inherited anything is my aunt, the lawyer who read the will, my mother, and my grandmother. It's no small amount of money, it's enough to really get me started in life, but at the same time I feel as if I should share it with my cousins. My mother is leaving it up to me, but apparently my aunt feels like her children were snubbed. I really don't want any family drama. I'm a non-confrontational person and I just want to do what's best, but I'm extremely conflicted right now. Any advice would be appreciated. It's your inheritance. You have no obligation to share your money with your cousins. Your aunt's right that her kids were snubbed, but it's not on you to make her feel better about that. Her father snubbed her kids. This is a tough one. It really is all about your family and extended family life. No one in Reddit can know the relationship you had with your grandfather compared to your relatives. Speaking strictly from a capitalist view, the money is yours and when used well can really unlock doors to an easier life for you. Investing in companies that pay dividends can take burdens like the worry of rent off the table for you. You may wish to consult with an attorney or have one on retainer in the event that one of your cousins or aunts challenges the will. Aside from that, your grandfather wanted you to have an easier life, so make the most of it. This was your grandfather's decision to make, not yours. He has set you up for a good start in life and you should live it unhindered by others' opinions. Do not feel guilty. Your grandfather set things up in his will, life insurance, for a reason. It is your inheritance. Your cousins are entitled to exactly what he left them. Stay strong. This can be life-changing for you if you manage it well. So are all 9 of your cousins your aunt's children? If not, she is biased and coveting your inheritance. Is she going to divide what was left to her among the other relatives? Ultimately, the money was left to you. You have no reason to feel guilty. Use the money wisely and make it count towards your future. That's probably why you were made the beneficiary. Update. Cheating confirmed. She is lying to the other guy too. Do I contact him? Original post. My 44F wife is acting single and making my life hell after I 44M had to help my mom die. Don't know how to handle it, don't know what to do. This is hell. So finally, after lots of hard work and emotionally draining talks, yesterday I 44M broke her 44F and she confessed to be cheating. She said it's been going on for a while and that they've only fucked 3 times. This of course turned out to be a lie. She cried a lot, me too. It was horrible, literal hell. At the end we went to bed and hugged and kissed like we hadn't done in quite a long time. I just needed someone to hug and kiss, and idgaff about coherence at this point. She had the nerve to take him, 29M, to our bar, the romantic bar where we go to have drinks, and that is our place. She not only took him there, but she also paid for the drinks. It wasn't the first time. That's basically how she got caught. She sends him nudes, calls him love. She has told me many lies. For example, last day we went to the beach. She pretended to get a call from her boss, a girl, telling her they just got free concert tickets in the office for a concert tonight and if she wants to go. She asked me what I thought of her going, and I said yes like a dummy. The call was false. He had offered her to go to the concert with him and she had arranged a fake call with some of her friends. Another one. She recently had to take a 10-day work trip. And she told me she had used it to try to get him off her head. It turns out what really happened is he went to visit her during the trip. In the process of all that, she is spending lots of money to try to pair his spending, paid for the hotel, very expensive restaurants and bars, clothes, etc. He seems to have money. Then I found she is telling him that we don't live together and with the kids, that we don't sleep together, that we don't go out together. Which we do, we're married. She has also told him she went alone to all trips that we actually did together recently. Even pics that she sends of herself on the beach, it pretends to be alone, but I'm right there because we live together and we spend a lot of time together. I got the contact of the guy and I'm thinking about giving him a call and telling him that we are married, we live together, we sleep together, our kids live with us, we make trips together. I had to help my mother die in March and got zero support from her. Our kids are being destroyed because of this and I'm at the end of my rope. I'm not gonna ask for anything, just pass him the info. Should I? Call him and tell him. May or may not change anything. Maybe he's a halfway decent individual who is just caught up believing her lies. Regardless of this, you need to take care of you. Save the evidence and prepare a secret folder for an attorney. If she has done all this to you while lying to everyone, don't think for a second she won't lie to keep you from your kids and your money when she decides she wants a divorce. I am sorry you have to go through this. What she is doing is disgusting. Be careful. It's obvious by now that you cannot trust her, not even a bit. Get some legal advice before you do anything else. You need to decide what you want your future to be and then take action towards that future. Do not sweep this under the rug at all. Expose her cheating. Bring this to the light to your family and to everyone around. Do not allow her to just try to sweep this under the rug, nor should you. You should also check out with a lawyer to find out what your legal rights are. She needs to fix this. It's all on her. None of this is your fault. There should be complete transparency on every one of her media devices. Look into a post-nup. I just read the previous post. In a weird way, this is good progress. Now you know and can move on. You had better be planning to move on. Step 1 is to protect yourself and your children. Protect the bank accounts, document her actions and the financial impact, etc. Get a lawyer. I would not tell the AP yet. Once he understands who she is, he might dump her. While revenge sounds fun, having her crawl back to play games with your head again would be horrible. You need to rebuild yourself, not remain under attack. It sounds like you just finally found clarity. Her midlife crisis has been so destructive on you and your children. You cannot let this continue. Edit to add. And lots of therapy for you and the kids. First, before you contact him, you should contact a divorce lawyer and get that ball rolling. No, most probably he knows she's married and has kids, etc. In the same way that she straight up lies to you and makes up scenes in your presence treating you like a goddamn fool. Most probably she tells the other guy that you believe all those lies and they laugh together about it before having a good fuck. If you contact him, you are only going to come off as a clown to them. And even if that wasn't the case, remember that you are the husband here, meaning that you are the only one that's been deceived, as they only have a sporadic relationship without any loyalty agreement in between. She's damaging you and your kids, and that's first and foremost. Make her leave the house and find a legal solution like another user commented here before.